expensive person, and he's paid for a lot of supplemental, but at the same time, they've been digging themselves into the hole.
Well, here's the deal.
I'm greatly concerned about is that the community support system won't keep up with the inflation.
Well, let me couch it to you in another term.
Okay.
The private sector economy that has built the greatest nation on the planet, that is the only solution. Because the federal government has gotten into it, and the federal government over the years has been picking winners and losers so long that the system is so dadgum complicated right now that doctors can't stay in business, and that's what's driving costs up. This healthcare law is, and we talk about, how it's going to drive costs up. Let me give you just a few examples. $23 billion of tax increases on Americans because today they can invest, well, prior to the Supreme Court's ruling, they could invest a lot more money into a health savings account. The health care law caps it at $2,500, and so all of those Americans that were putting more than $2,500 a year into their health savings account, they're now going to pay more taxes because they can't put more than $2,500 in pre-tax dollars. $5 billion because you can't use the health savings account to buy non-prescription over-the-counter drugs. Over $60 billion in new taxes on the health insurers themselves. Who do you think they're going to pass those costs on to? They ain't going to. Your granddad ain't going to get a break on that. All right? $123 billion in investment taxes on anybody that's making over $260,000. So, I mean, and there's a lot more than that. There's a lot more than that. When we drive costs down, it makes it and competition up. Quality goes up. Everybody has better access. Everybody has better choices because the American people are better than moving around to see where our guest is. Let's go to this young man right now.
Congressman, you were a co-sponsor of the Austin bill. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Audit the Fed. Absolutely. The American people have a right to see what the Fed is doing. I think it's the right thing to do.
The economy is a significant issue, and I appreciate the concern about medical care and the like. But one of the things that intimidates business is the issue of tort reform. And has any thought been given to resurrecting the idea of that if you are not successful in the litigation, that you pay the other parties legal expenses to sort of kind of, well, to avoid frivolous lawsuits that are out there? And again, source of intimidation.
You're talking about the tactical mechanism of implementing tort reform, and I can't tell you how exactly that's going to look, but the idea is to eliminate frivolous lawsuits. I don't know if you've heard about what happened in Texas. Texas is one of the states that has implemented a very aggressive tort reform strategy, and I've heard stories that it is difficult to set up a medical practice in Texas today, not because it's difficult to get a license, not because the process is too long or unwieldy, but simply because the line is so long with the number of doctors that are trying to move their practices to Texas because they've gotten tort reform in place and it drives down malpractice insurance. That gives those doctors more capital to put back into their business. You know, let's face it. How many of us could make something? Let's say we were all manufacturers. How many of us could make something for $1 and sell it for 30 cents and expect to stay in business?
That'd make you a great salesman.
Your sales would be up for a while. They would. Yes, sir. Right here. Yes, sir. Yeah. am involved. I am involved in making some phone calls. You know, here's the problem we got. Businesses are sitting on their capital. Businesses are not going to invest as long as the administration still shows their tendency to step on the throat and cut off the blood flow of America's job creation. Let me tell you something about the steel industry that's happening right now. The EPA is about to release a rule to require that two plants.
I can't hear what you're
the
saying.
only two plants that produce manganese ferroalloy. That one of those plants is in Marietta, Ohio. The other plant is in Latrobe, West Virginia. Manganese ferroalloy is as important to steel making as flour is to making biscuits. You don't make biscuits without flour. You don't make steel without manganese ferroalloy. The EPA is about to release a rule as it goes through as they have planned. Will force those two businesses out of business. Because it will essentially require them to put a dome or an enclosure over their facility, making it economically impossible for them to comply. The rule is based on invalid science, outdated technology. We've talked with the EPA, the companies have talked with the EPA. We are cautiously optimistic that one of the first times that the EPA is going to be reconsidered. We don't know yet. The point is that if they close now those two manganese ferroalloy plants, we have to get manganese from overseas because we can't make steel without it. That's going to further push steel manufacturing down in this country at a time when we need steel manufacturing to reserve. We need a lot of steel for work that's going after the oil and natural gas in the Marcellus and Utica Shale. I'm going to tell you that I don't know how quickly it's going to happen, but it is going to turn around. We've got to have steel for making airplanes and tanks and vehicles and
I'm voting for myself.
and all kinds of things to protect America's national security. And we need to be able, we cannot be dependent on other countries for those kinds of things.
With Michelle.
And we're working hard
Yes,
to
I
try
do.
and see
She's one of
that
my
out.
friends. Oh, yeah.
We're working.
Yeah, she and I work together. I know she's at her sister's wedding right now.
I
know,
do.
I'm going to try to make it to that wedding. Oh, when did it start? I didn't even.
My big question is, maybe a little further, why will not speaker voter, I say voter instead of voter, for obvious reasons, not let the House fund the United States? And if it wants to fund the United States, First things are controlled by the House. They are the ones who can do this to be funded. Why will voter not let them do it?
Because you gotta have a Senate that will cooperate. It doesn't matter what the House of Representatives does. We can send a budget over that is stripped out. We can send a budget over that is bigger than life. If we can't get the Senate to act, remember, the Senate has not passed a budget in 3 years. We didn't create this system. That little document called the Constitution of the United States that puts the hands of control in the hands of the very people that are governed. That was created by our founding fathers, and they set it up so that you've got two legislative bodies that must work together to do anything. If we dig our heels in, you've already seen what's happening in the Senate. We dig our heels in, they do nothing. They don't even do anything when we don't.
That's right.
You don't have a company?